Hi friends, so I am making this curly hair guide because a lot of the things are a little difficult to understand just reading. I know I wrote that guide for you guys, but a lot of things, when I describe them in words, it doesn't make any sense. So Mandy suggested that I make these videos, so that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna make a series of videos about basically just what I do every day, so that way you guys can sort of see visually what I'm doing. So this first video is just going to be how I wash, condition, and detangle and rinse out my hair. So these are the products that I use. First is the Suave Daily Clarifying Shampoo. This is basically super turbo power washing, hella detergent kind of thing. I use this probably once or twice a week depending on how dirty my hair is. A lot of curly haired people only use that once to get rid of all of the gunk that's in their hair, and then they go on to something like this. It is, I use the As I Am Coconut Co-Wash. Co-washing is basically conditioner only washing. Some people only use conditioner, some people use a co-wash product. I basically switch back and forth as how dirty my hair is. If I think it's needs a wash but it's not horrible, I'll use the co-wash. But if I'm like super dirty, if I was like out, you know, doing yard work and got grass in it and all of that, like I'll use the clarifying. But just play around with it, see it how you like. Okay, then my conditioners. I've been using this Tresemme Botanique coconut milk and aloe vera. Super cheap. Get it at the grocery store. It's like $6. It's really not bad. That was one of the first conditioners that I used after starting my curly hair journey. And I keep going back to it, A, because it's cheap, and B, because it works. I have been using some more expensive ones to try out, fancier ones like this Diva Curl One Condition Delight shampoo, and it is delightful, but it's also really expensive. And I don't think it's that much better than the stuff I can get at the grocery store. So I've basically just been going through that, and I'm gonna go back to the Tresemme. All right, and then the last thing I use in the shower is this wet brush. It's basically just a brush, but it detangles really gently. And so I use that in the shower after I put my conditioner in before I rinse it out. And I detangle my hair in the shower, and that is the only time I brush through it ever. You don't want to brush curly hair when it's dry because then it poofs out, and I'm not about that Hermione Granger bog witch look, so I don't brush my hair dry. Only in the shower. And then I rinse it out. And there are a couple different methods to rinse your hair. There are a lot of feelings about hair rinsing in the curly hair community. The first is just to stick your head under the shower head and rinse it out like you're probably doing right now. And that's fine, but it tends to tangle my hair back up again, which, since I just spent all of that time detangling it, is not ideal. It also, so my hair isn't that curly, and if I put it under all that water pressure, it just sort of tends to pull my curls back down, like weigh them down, and then I sort of get a wavy but not very curly look, which is fine, but I find if I support my curls while I rinse them, then it works out better for me. So I do this method that's called squish to condish. There's a lot of ridiculous phrases in the curly hair community, and that is one of them, squish to condish. So the idea is that you flip your head over upside down, you form like a bowl in your hand and put water in it, and then squish the curls back up to your head and like clench them at the top. So you're squishing water into your hair as you're rinsing out your conditioner. And also keep in mind, you don't have to get 100% of the conditioner out of your hair. If you leave some in there, it's fine. A lot of people use their regular conditioners as leave-in conditioners. So like they're sort of meant to also stay in your hair, so it's fine. Then there's also the bowl method, which is essentially squish to condish, but with a bowl of water. So you bring a bowl into the shower with you, and you fill it with water, and then you dunk your head into the bowl, pick your head up, and then squish the water out of your hair, like again and again. And that worked great for me. I tried it out, but it was a little weird and annoying to keep a bowl in the shower, so I stopped that. So now I'm back to squish and dish. yeah, so now I'm just going to make a video that shows you exactly that. Okay, so now my hair is all cleansed. And then what I do is I do what's called a plop. Another weird word. So essentially what it is I use an old t-shirt. I have laid it down on my toilet already. And what you do is you flip your head over onto the t-shirt so that way your curls sort of hold and start to dry while they're still being supported from the bottom. And I do this just while I'm getting dressed, doing my makeup, just to keep my hair out of my face until I get a chance to dry it. So I will show you essentially how I do that. So I usually just keep my head flipped over from getting all the water out in the shower. Squeeze a little bit more water out of my hair. And then you start from the top, have your hair hang down, and then just sort of put your head down onto the shirt. Bring the bottom towards you, wrap it around your head, bring the top up and over, and then tie the corners of the towel or the little arms of the t-shirt. So I look ridiculous like this, but it keeps my hair out of my face and it starts the drying process. And I think it helps my curls not get pulled down with the weight of the water until I get a chance to dry them. So now I'm going to go get dressed and I will show you how I gel and dry my hair. Bye.